Hey guys, it's G from that'syourgarbage.com, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about Borderlands 2. We rarely see games come out that are a significant improvement on the last game in the franchise. There are, however, some minor complaints, but we can get to those soon. Firstly, Borderlands 2 is a clear improvement over the first in almost every way. This game is even wittier than the first and has a slew of characters that add to the fun of the adventure. The encounters are usually nothing short of eccentric, and you will be caught off guard more times than you can count. The original game was fun. Myself and a few friends pumped hours into it, and that was mostly because we loved the gunplay, the loot, abilities, and the easy drop-in and drop-out co-op. Well, that's all back and even better than before. The one thing the main game was lacking was its story. The entire thing was forgettable, really, and to be honest, in the first game, that's not why you played. With Borderlands 2, that's all changed right from the beginning. You now have a purpose. You are a vault hunter. You are on a train, someone tried to kill you, so now you're going to ruin his day. I don't want to go too much into the story here, but it is a bit cliche at first. The writing is great and the story does not get boring, so you won't just ignore it altogether, which I could say is a definite improvement over the first game. The interface of the game has been changed for the better. The best addition is always on minimap, which the first game lacked. It's simple, but really makes the experience a lot better, and having it in the game just makes for less headaches overall. There is a new way to sort your active quests, and there is a visual representation for when other members of your party are in their menus. Character customization is a nice addition, but it's not a huge deal. Additional things can be found, but really it's not a game changer. The addition of getting a bonus skin for having a Borderlands 1 save file is much appreciated. Now let's talk about the worlds. Firstly, I'd like that you visit some of the old places from the first game. It adds just enough nostalgia to make you remember that you actually are returning to Pandora. The best part is, there are so many new areas of the world that look awesome. Sometimes you can't help but just stop and take a few seconds to look around before you splatter blood all over the place. Let's step back a moment to character customization. Even though I did state that the visual customization of your character is not a significant change, I strongly believe that the reverse is true when it comes to skill allocation. The new skill trees are better than the first game by a legion. I found it very hard to decide between a few builds I was looking at. I spent a ton of time on the Borderlands 2 website looking through all the skills and really plotted out my characters based on my play style. Multiplayer is what makes this game stand above the rest though. Not only do you get better loot the more people in the game, but if you complete a quest in another person's game that you have not yet discovered in yours, you have the choice to skip them in your game. This truly makes drop-in and drop-out co-op feel just as it's called, and actually makes the whole experience of playing with people better because you're not worried about doing a quest that you haven't yet done, only having to go back and replay it later, which was something that used to bother me in Borderlands 1 to no end. In a market oversaturated with shooter games, this is one shooter you should not pass up on. There are hours of content here with the promise of more to come. The game is a little bit shorter than Borderlands 1, but the new game plus, the variety of characters, builds, and loot will keep you coming back to Pandora for longer than you actually think. The one issue I do have with this game, there are two issues I have with this game. One issue is that loot is shared between all players in co-op, which means you better be playing with people you trust, because there is no honor among thieves. I actually know that Pimmy tends to steal all my guns when they drop in games that we play together, which is awesome, because he's already not at a higher level than me, so having obsolete guns is just great. The second thing is something I've only experienced on the 360 version of the game, and that is the texture pop-in. In a game like this, it's bound to happen. It will ruin your experience a bit, but if you can push past them, you will be sucked back in no time. When I booted the game, I noticed the graphics loaded a bit slowly sometimes, even on character customization screen when switching between characters. This continued in-game, but did wear off after a while of playing the game. Lastly, while I enjoy the idea of having a new character appearing in a month, and for free for all those who pre-ordered the game, I do feel like it might turn out to be a bad thing. By then, most people have already beaten the game, and might not be willing to start a new game from the beginning to play as a different character. Other than that, those few minor issues, I love this game, and I have a feeling it'll keep me coming back for more, for quite a while. We're giving it an 8.5 out of 10. If you have any comments, please leave them on our website at www.that'syourgarbage.com or here on YouTube, and thanks for watching.